get something else out of it, we're welcome. That's why we have a Q&A after Baba Baruti, so we can kind of get these things out. I'm not always right. This is what I see. And much like Black Panther, I ain't no better. So, again, leading straight to our children. Could you hit that light for me, family? So, when I saw Baba Baruti post, we hadn't spoken. We spoke this morning for the first time. The thesis of his lecture is the homosexualization of African people in a pedophilic reality. Bullseye. Bullseye. This is all what this has been leading up to. This is why it's so important for him to be here. And this is why it's so important in my mind for Boston to be the first place for him to do it. Would you please welcome our brother, Professor Mwalimu Baruti.
Greetings, family. Greetings, family.
Greetings.
In addition, I need permission from my elders to speak. I'm honored to be here. It's been, last time I was here was in 72. And I was born somewhere near here. Stayed here for about a week. I don't remember it, obviously. But there are some places I've been looking to come to for a while. And as Brother Solly was speaking, Boston for a long time was a hub for Black intellectuals. This is a place where you came to learn who we are, learn how to argue, to debate. Of course, that's a whole nother lecture because we've gotten to a point with the argumentation and the debate where that becomes a revolution, not actually doing anything, which of course brings us to the point as to why many times I don't come back to places. Why I'm not invited back. Because I expect people to take something that they learned or heard and do something with it.
That's right.
This is not a conversation. This is our children. I don't know how to make that more serious. Because if I can change your children, then you're gone. Right? And this has been their focus. The adults are irrelevant. The adults are so busy being caught up in surviving, they don't have to worry about them. The adults have been removed from the children through the process of spoilage, where spoilage was promoted so much in our community, and we following them, we allowed our children to be brought up without our guidance as if they weren't going to be socialized by somebody. So that's part of the process where you disconnect the parents from the children, and then you take the children and you turn them into what you want them to be. Like I said, they're turning our sons into their daughters. And we are watching this happening, and we're trying to find excuses so that our children don't see us for the punks that we are. I don't know how to, I'm not really an eloquent person. I'm not a great charismatic individual. This isn't, they tell you you're going to be a speaker that don't talk about your bad points. Well, everybody doesn't do everything well.
Right.
And one of the things that I don't do well is excite people to do whatever it is that I want them to do. I just tell them what I know and expect them to do whatever they want to do with it. I don't know how to make people understand just how bad our situation is right now. In sociology, we talk about social forces or social trends. When you study these things, you see that what's going on now is not new. This has been going on for decades. It's only now coming into the view of a lot of us because they believe they have won. And once they believe they have won, they can go run with it.
That's right.
Another factor about social trends is that once they get started, you're not stopping it because you're angry. That's not going to happen. It's going to continue. And if that social trend reflects the mentality, the mind, the wishes, the desire, the personality, the asili of the people who are in charge, then it's going to grow. It's going to increase. It's going to take over anybody who's not in charge. I can remember in Atlanta when we had churches, and I don't do the church thing, but we had churches that were outspoken against homosexuality. I don't know one now. The 3 quote-unquote black churches in Atlanta are promoting homosexuality. 3 quote-unquote conscious black churches in Atlanta now. I see this when I walk down the street. I see it all over, everywhere I go. I hear these stories. These folks are not playing. And we're acting like somehow this is gonna change without us doing what we need to do to get our children away from this insanity. Children want power. And that's natural, I think. They want to be able to dictate what they eat, what time they go to bed, who their friends are, where they live. I think that's pretty much natural in probably any society. It is the job, the role and responsibility of the parents to regulate that, to give some guidance, some substance, some order to the direction of the children. That's why they've attacked the family, because that's the process of socialization. You can sever that, then you can sever who they're going to make. So I'm not surprised at what the children will do. And if we allow them, in the presence of insanity, and that insanity has a lot of glitter attached to it, then they're going to go in that direction, because you as the parent, if you're not spoiling, you really need to address the spoilage issue. If you're not spoiling them, then they're going to see that as where they want to be, because that's freedom. That's coolness. Versus where you're at, because you're seen as powerless. They don't want to be there. They want to be loved and accepted by the people that are around. So there was a reason why, when I was coming up, when we were coming up way back when, where parents would regulate that. No, that's not going to be your friend. No, you're not going to go to that house. Yes, I need you in the house before the streetlights come on. Because they understood what was out there waiting for them. It's like now, like I said, I don't know how to make this understood. It's like now, we act as if, or we act as if our children are adults when they're children. That they're going to make all the correct decisions already because they have all the knowledge already. And they don't. They're children. What is the responsibility of adults? What's the role of mom? What's the role of dad? Their job is to provide and protect that child spiritually, physically, mentally. Not just to provide them with a ride to soccer practice. They're supposed to provide them with order. And you hear every once in a while psychologists will say, yeah, well, children, they love the order. Give structure to their lives. But we're doing the exact opposite. And I say we, because that's the majority of us. That's the vast majority of us. And sadly, I see so much of that in the conscious community. I don't even say conscious community anymore. When I'm talking about those of us who are uncompromised, I say the center community. Yeah. Because the conscious community is so diluted. It's not funny. It's a major part of the discussion of the character of the people who consider themselves or claim to be conscious in our community. In Atlanta, you got part of the conscious community that's loving and embracing Europeans. And if you got some love for Europeans, and you probably don't want to listen to me because I have none. Part of the conscious community that's claiming and fighting for homosexual rights. Yes, sir. Whatever those may be. The right to violate our children. I want to, where am I at? I am Boston. So we can do this.
Which one?
The one that says Boston.
Yes, sir.
As always, I'm going to skip around. I'm trying to give as much as I can before my time runs out.
Oh, take your time.
The subscription has expired. Before I go on, though, and I'll sometimes end up doing this, we really need to give a round of applause for the people who are responsible for this. Not only is this a lot of work, I've organized something before. I leave that to the mamas after the mamas recover. I know what's involved in trying to organize something like this, particularly when it's continuous. And it's dangerous. There are people who do not want him alive. My wife, she worries from the time that I leave home to the time I come back. Because she knows what's out there. I'm not like him, trying. But this is dangerous work. You don't know who's in here. You have no idea. We know. Okay. You do know. Homosexualization of African children and pedophilic reality. Homosexualization, I say ization because ization implies process. If it's natural and normal to you, then you don't have to be turned into it. Which speaks to why African children are the most targeted, because we're the most different from them. And if you can change this, it's sort of like you look for, if you really want to defeat a people, then the best thing for you to do is to knock out some of their generals. And then the foot soldiers are going to fall in place. So you remove those individuals who are the farthest from what you are. So you break them down, and that's the end of the discussion for anybody else. So homosexualization, just like feminization, making poverty characteristics of black women. All these izations talk about a process. So African people are not homosexual. I don't know how many times I have to say that. This is not our nature. That's their nature. If they're not doing it, then something's wrong with them. They would be homophobic in the old definition of homophobic.